everybody, so I just want to do a quick sort of unboxing of the JJRC X1, and the X1, it's one of the first, if not the first, toy grade quadcopter with brushless motors, and I just wanted to save you guys the boring part of actually opening it up and chucking away a bunch of packaging and papers and whatnot, and just get to what you're actually going to get, because that's what everybody really wants to know. So I'll start off with the boring thing. This is the manual you're going to get, and there's a lot of Chinese in here, I noticed. There is translated English, but it's not the best, but I think you should get by. Like, I don't know if you could see that, it says number 3 Rower indicator, so I'm guessing that's supposed to be power indicator, but yeah, I mean, it's not the worst one I've ever seen, but it's definitely, you're going to see typos in here, so I mean, take that as it is. You get your tiny little screwdriver that like every toy grade comes with. Usually they're black, but now you get a fancy red one to go with your collection. You're going to get well, in my case, I ordered my JJRC X1 from Banggood, and I ordered the US plug, but instead they sent me the European plug with a American adapter, and that's fine. Like, it's functional, it'll work. But just, if you order from Banggood, just a chance you're going to get one of these. So, yeah, that's about it. Just, it'll work, it's functional. I mean, this is not a big deal. Not a big deal for me, at least. You're also going to get the battery, which is a 2S 7.4 volt LiPo, 1300 milliamps, and it's a JST connector and the balance plug. And it's a pretty small little battery. I think they said the battery life we should expect is about 10-15 minutes. So, I mean, the longer the better. Hopefully it's more closer to that 15-minute mark. You're also going to get a pretty nice little balance charger. It's a lot better than the ones that usually come with the toy grade quadcopters. We can say it says 2-cell 7.4 volt LiPo balance charger, input 10 to 12 volts, output 0.8 amps. And it just says like Shantao, Shanghai, and then something Transformer Factory. Yeah, a couple of LEDs on the front. And then here's the European plug I was talking about. So not a bad little charger you're going to get. You're going to get a full set of props, and a little plastic prop wrench just to tie in the prop spinners. The prop spinners are self-locking, and they're color-coded. You're going to get silver and black, and that's for clockwise, anti-clockwise. But yeah, you're going to get a full set of props, green for the front and black for the back. Here's the transmitter, and the transmitter, it's about the same size as a SEMA X8, so if you have one of those, it feels pretty much the same size in your hand, but this one feels a little bit more comfortable. It has like a matte finish to it. You can see it has a cool blue in the back. The sticks feel really good, really nice height on the stick, so if you're a pincher, it should be fine. Or if you use your thumbs, it's good. There's a bunch of, so these are not buttons, these are just little plugs, I guess, to make it look like buttons. This is usually a flip button, but I don't think this quadcopter has flips. If we look in the side of the box, you can see it says Sage 14 Plus, 2.4 GHz, 4 channels, 360 version, which I always thought that meant flipping, so maybe it doesn't. LEDs, 6-axis gyro and brushless motor, so I mean, hopefully it flips. I know different people have tried to flip it, like Quadcopter 101, but they weren't able to get that working. And then you have a bunch of little trim buttons. Dustin Dino, when he did his review, he was messing with this button, and he found out that it had headless mode and return to home. And the way he activated that, when you push down, it would go into headless mode. And then while you're in headless mode, if you push up, you'll get return to home, and the quadcopter will start coming back to you. And if you use this right stick, it's a canceled return to home. And then to exit headless mode altogether, you press it down again. So I'm going to test that out, because if it has headless mode, that'd be awesome, because I got it to put my RunCam HD on there, and if it has headless mode, it'll make it a lot easier for like panning and taking aerial video. Then if it doesn't have it, then I'll have to try to fly it based on line of sight and maintain my orientation and try to figure out where the camera is pointing, and that's going to be really hard because this thing is kind of small compared to like my SEMA XAG that I have. This one is a lot smaller. But here's the quad itself. So along with in the box, you're gonna get a bag with the landing gear and the spare prop guards. So I put the prop guards on there, and just so you can see what it looks like. So here it is. Here's the quad, and then I have the prop protectors on here, and here's the landing gear. The reason I put the prop protectors on there is because it doesn't feel all that stable. Like, it kind of rocks, so like if it comes down hard enough, I have a feeling it's gonna like tip. But yeah, these are pretty open, so I don't think there's gonna be a lot of wind resistance coming off of these, so it should fly fine. And then we can look in the back. We have our battery door with our little JST plug in the back, and then a pretty big battery door. And close this. So what I plan on doing is actually cutting out probably this little flat part, cutting it out with, you know, maybe a Dremel or something, because like if you could see here, these are the LEDs. These are tiny, and they're actually kind of like closed up in there. Like if you look from the side, it's like completely black. So there's no way you're gonna see these unless you're flying directly overhead, which you're not, because nobody ever just flies over their head. You're not gonna see these LEDs, and you're not gonna get that VLC warning before you drop it out of the sky. So I'm gonna have a voltage meter that beeps when you could set it to different voltages, and they're pretty cheap. So I'm gonna run my balance plug out of this little hole. I'm gonna cut a hole, run my balance plug, and have it velcroed on the back, so it could beep when it gets low. So underneath, you could see it has a little plug for a cam, and I think it says CAN port on there. But anyways, so yeah, this is a mount for like a camera, and apparently the SEMA X5C FPV kit will fit on here, and one of my friends actually has that kit for his X5C, so I'm gonna try that out on here and maybe do some FPV flights with it and see how that does. But you can see to install the prop protectors, it has 2 screws, and then there's just 1 screw on each landing leg. And I bought extras of the landing legs and the prop protectors because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna break those, especially like this being my first brushless. It's gonna take a beating. And then the motors, they're gonna be D1806 motors, and they're 2,280 kV. So this should have a lot of power for being such a small size. What I liked about this quad so far, I like the weight. It has a really nice weight. It feels like good quality compared to like toy grades this size that are just like super light. And this one you could definitely feel like it feels pretty quality. The plastic feels really dense and durable. Yeah, it feels like it should be able to take a beating. Yeah, so getting back to the props, if you're gonna order some spare props, I recommend these. These are the King Kong props you buy. They're like $5.50, and you get 10 pairs. So here I think are the green ones. Yeah. So here are the green 6040s. So 6040 are what comes stock on there, and these are like pretty much exactly the same. But they just have like King Kong branding on there. They'll fit. They'll work well, and you know they're cheap, and you're gonna get a ton of them. So if you break them, I highly recommend getting these King Kong brands. So I got the green, and then I got a set of black too for the back. Or I could just mix and match and do some funky combinations with that. And then I also bought these spare ones, and they labeled these as the JJRC X1 replacements, and these are 5046, and they're bullnose. So I bought these because I wanted to see if I get more punch out of it compared to the stock ones that are on there. So I'll try them out, and I'll probably do a separate video on that. But they don't feel as durable, or like they don't feel as good of quality as the King Kongs or the stock that come on there. But I'll try them out, and we'll see how these do. But these are pretty cheap too, like a couple dollars on Banggood. Yeah, so here's the quad again. I got the green. I was kind of debating whether to get the blue or not, because I figured I don't know. I like the blue because it matches with the control, and but I figured it's better to go with the green because the green props will catch the light better and it'll help with orientation, especially since it's tiny and it's black. The estimated range on these things is like 300 meters to 400 meters, and like 100 meters, it's probably gonna get hard to see this thing. So especially with these kind of underwhelming LEDs. So yeah, I figured the brighter the better. But yeah, so here's the quad again, and so what I plan on doing is mounting this 3D printed mount that I bought. I got it for like 10 bucks, and it's from a guy on eBay. I'll put the link in the description. And I guess this is meant for FPV racing. So you mount it like this, and you put your run cam on here, and then when you could tilt it up or down. So if you go super fast and your pitch is so aggressive, you want the camera to be facing up so you could get a good view. What I'm going to do actually is mount it upside down and mount it like this, and then put the run cam under here, and then I could angle it up and down. And so I have another one of these that I mounted on the X8G, and I got really good video with that. So I have a green one. Try to keep with the green and black theme that I got going. And yeah, it doesn't come with the vibration balls, but they're only like $1, and I put the Velcro on there. So I'm probably gonna put a piece of foam underneath, since there's gonna be a gap. Put a piece of foam in there, and that should help with the vibration dampening as well. And then maybe put some double-sided tape or something, because this is gonna be like my run cam machine. And then I'm just gonna, with the X8G that I have, it has its own high def camera, so I'll just use keep the one that's on there. But yeah, I bought this quad because I wanted something like an in-between. I started with the toy grade quads, but I've always wanted to do like FPV racing, but I want to try to do baby steps up to that and not just go straight into it, because being a poor college student, kind of have to ball on a budget. So I'm gonna start with this and just really master it and get used to brushless and get used to controlling the speed of it and everything. But also too, I wanted to use it as like a camera platform, something that's not as big as a X8, because it's kind of tough lugging around a giant X8 when you're trying to go on a hike or go somewhere that's requires walking up a hill or through brush and stuff. So yeah, I got this one. But yeah, it looks super cool. Definitely feels higher quality compared to JJRC's other stuff. They're kind of used to making a kind of cheapo, not as good quality things, but this feels good. Like, it feels dense. There's a weight to it. You can see you got this little faux GPS thing on the top, which it's just fake, just for looks. So don't expect a GPS hold or anything like that. But yeah, it just kind of gives it a kind of more aggressive look. But yeah, I'm digging the green. I'm glad I went with that. And then I'm gonna put some pictures at the end of the video, some closer up pictures, so you get some good views of the windings in here. And I'll put the ruler up to this door so you could look for mounts and stuff. And I have the ruler up against these legs so you can see how much space that you have in this area. But yeah, this is my sort of unboxing of the JJRC X1. Overall, it looks like a pretty cool quad, and I can't wait to take it out. I plan on doing a maiden flight, and then doing a separate video with the 5046 props, just to see if there's any effects on the flight times, or if there's any improvements in flight performance. But yeah, this is the JJRC X1 sort of unboxing. Thank you for watching, and if you can, please subscribe and hit that like button. Thank you. Bye.